Hello, everyone. We are going live right now, and I'd like to welcome the ones who are watching us live. My name is Elena Runova, and I will be your host in today's live stream session. Today, we will have a speaking club live stream. We will be talking about being busy. I'm sure that you've been busy many times in your life, and this class is going to help you improve your speaking skills and prepare yourself for the IELTS speaking test. If you're watching us live, I will attach all the links down below so that you can join our speaking practice club. And if you're watching a recorded session, again, you will see everything in the description to this video. Now, we have some participants today, and we will start discussing with part one of IELTS speaking. It's a warm-up part. I call it a warm-up part because the questions are about you, yourself. It's not really hard and tough to answer such questions. So let's just have a look at them. So part one questions. We have 4 questions, and we'll go around the table. Remia, you will start asking one of your friends here in the group, and one of your friends is going to respond to you. Okay, Remia? Choose any question out of 4.
I would go with the second question. Are you often in a hurry? And I would like to ask to Dr. Rafa.
Oh, I'm not a doctor. I'm a student.
Sorry. It was my mistake. Sorry. Okay. No problem.
Yeah, I'm a student. I haven't started my job yet, and maybe I'm often in a hurry because I am always anxious. Maybe, maybe I try to do everything complete so quickly. Maybe within a few minutes, that make me more a hurry person. I don't know why I'm in a hurry, but I'm very calm and silent as well. But I don't know why I'm in a hurry. What about you?
Okay.
Reme, what about you?
Okay. I think close related to when I talk related to my profession, always it will be busy because I am dealing with human life. So almost all the time I was in a hurry. But I think we can prioritize our task and being concentrated. I think you can overcome. And um, always I should prioritize my task. So in such way, I think we can definitely be a nice person.
Yes, sound is okay.
Yeah, sound now. I finished. Hello?
You are muted, Elena.
Oh, so sorry. Okay, Rafa, now it's your turn to ask a question to anyone. I know you asked it, but ask it again. Ask another one to anyone you like it apart from Ramya.
What do you wish you had more time for? And Pradeep,
What do you wish to have more time?
Pradeep, you can answer this.
Who would you like to ask this question? We have Pradeep and Utpal.
Yeah, Pradeep, can you answer this?
You're muted, Pradeep. Today, everyone forgets to turn on the mics.
Sorry. I'm extremely sorry because I have muted my voices. So,
That's okay, no worries. Go.
so I have been working as a government official that I have stuck in a red race on the daily basis. So when I will get more time, I wish I would to go hang out with my family to lay back my leisure time within a qualitative mood in the large greenery site in the countryside. So I wish I would do if I'll get free and extra time.
Okay, thank you. Now, Pradeep, you can ask the second or the third question to anyone in the room.
So my recording question is, how do you save time in the morning to Utpal Dash?
Utpal dropped off the meeting, I'm afraid, so you can ask.
So I can. So I would like to say Rema.
Remia. All right, Remia.
Okay, okay. Actually, I was an early bird, so soon after wake up, I just do 30 minutes of 30 minutes. I will spend 30 minutes on yoga, which keeps me more rejuvenated and revitalize myself. Since from the last night, I should always try to make a to-do list in order to make the day easier, because I will not be in a hurry.
Okay, great. Remia, ask the third question to Utpal, please. Utpal has disconnected again.
Third question.
The third question, please.
Okay. How do you save time in the morning? I think it's the same question he asked me, no?
You can, if you want, you can ask the second one.
No, we will, because we will know different opinions regarding the same topic. So
it doesn't matter. You can ask the second or the third one, the one you like.
Okay, I will go with the third one. How do you save time in the morning?
Okay, Paul, we can't see you now. Is it possible to turn on your camera? Yes, we can see you now.
Yeah.
So how do you save time in the morning?
All right. The most important part to save time in case of mine is to get up early in the morning. So I usually get up very early in the morning so that I can prioritize my task and can do the necessary activities one after another. And also I make a list of what are things that needs to be done in the day. I mean, day before, yesterday night, so that in the morning I can schedule, I can do the task according to the schedule, and that helps me to go one after another and with the stipulated time that I had planned. So this way I actually, it helps me to organize the activities, and I can actually save times without spending unnecessarily or just sitting idle, and this way actually helps me to save the time.
Okay, thank you so much. Great answer. Fantastic. Now we are moving on to part 2. And I will ask you to describe a time you were busy. You should say when it happened, where you were, what you did, and explain why you were that busy. I'll give you a minute to prepare your answer. And after a minute, any of you can raise a hand. You know, there is a reactions button. If you click the reactions button, you can click the button to raise your hand and it will be shown up like that. So I can see who is willing, who's ready to answer. So if you're ready, I'm starting a timer and will provide you 1 minute, and I'll check, maybe we will have some questions from the audience right now. So your minute started. Eventually, the time is up. So if you're ready to start speaking, you need to raise your hand up. Okay, but Paul, I can see you that you would like to start speaking. So here is you will have to speak for 2 minutes and try to fulfill all 2 minutes, and we will see. Hopefully you will make no mistakes, but it doesn't matter. That important you practice your fluency. Yeah. Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, sure. Thank you for the opportunity. So last time when I was traveling to Delhi from Dhaka, so I actually were super busy in a moment whenever I had to catch the flight. So my flight was on like 10 a.m. in the morning, and I started from my home at around 7 to be in the airport by 8 a.m. But on the middle of the road, I got stuck in the traffic jam, and this was really a horrible situations. The roads are almost blocked due to heavy traffic, probably due to one car accident, and it actually got me delayed for about 30 minutes, and I was in a very rush moment, and I just reached at the airport around 9, and then I had to actually finish all the official activities in a very short period of time, like to collect the boarding pass, and then checking, and also to boarding into the flight. So all these things actually I had to complete within a very short period of time. So that was very exciting, and very I was very super busy at that moment.
Let me check the time. Okay, I mean, it's fine. You spoke for 1.5 minutes. Totally fine, perfect. So you managed to fulfill your answer and demonstrate some vocab. Well, you could have added some more. Let me check the questions. Yeah, you explained the situation, what happened exactly. You said that there was a traffic jam, and probably due to the car accident, you were in the middle of the road. Just you said on the middle of the road. It should be in the middle of the road. And what did you do? You said you were trying to get to the airport, but you used the word that I couldn't get. What you were saying, you rushed to the airport. Did you use the word rush? Because I couldn't get the accent. Maybe did you use the word rushed?
Right, yeah.
Rush to the airport. Okay. So yeah, and you explained why you were actually busy. It was an interesting story, and you used some storytelling techniques and some connectors that made us follow to your story easily. So you said that you were a little bit repetitive in a way that you said super busy. And I don't know if you received the PowerPoint that I shared with you guys, because I provided a lot of phrases in this PowerPoint and this PDF file, which you could have used to say that you're busy. Let me share it with just these phrases with you right now, so everyone can see some alternatives. Like you could say, I was jam-packed, I was swamped, slammed, I had a lot of things on my plate. I was tied up, and I will also share these phrases with the ones who are watching us live or who will watch the recorded session, so they will also be ready. So that was a brilliant example for all of us. And the next speakers, if you would like to improve your own speech, I suggest you use the alternatives, the synonyms for each, for the word being busy. It will advance your speaking. Oh, we have Sevil. Sevil, welcome.
Hi, everyone. So sorry for being late, but I couldn't miss this opportunity to join today as well. So here I am. I hope you are doing fine.
You're welcome. You can introduce yourself.
Well, actually, I'm Sevil, and I'm an English teacher. I'm doing my master's in English studies, and I'm also one of the teachers who, well, actually, let's say,
Speaking club, yes?
Yeah. So it's nice to see you.
Yes, nice to see you too. Yes, and we also, I was giving advice to Otpo on his speaking. He said that he needs to use some alternative ways to say being busy. Super busy is okay. He used it 2 times, so you could express yourself. And instead of saying you're excited, you may use some idioms. I was excited. You could find some other ways to express yourself. Yeah. You were also tired. You could say you were a little bit exhausted or worn out. Let me also, guys, share it with you in case you missed the PDF file.
And also, I don't know whether Miss have mentioned this one, but I think we can use also hectic as an adjective that to say that we are very busy. So
exactly, yes, you can have a hectic schedule, you can have a hectic morning, you can have a hectic day. Yeah, perfect. Thank you for sharing it with us. The next speaker is going to be who would like to be next? If you want to be next, you can raise your hand, else I will select myself. Perhaps. Okay, Remia, you're looking, you're smiling, means you're quite ready. Aren't you?
Okay,
I can see. Yeah. Okay, so let me set the timer. Yes, I am ready to.
From my childhood to this present time, I have faced many situations when I was completely stamped. However, here I would like to narrate when I was laden with abundant responsibilities during my brother's marriage. I vividly remember it was a couple of years ago before the pandemic broke up. That time I had to see all the house chores because I am the only one person who knows the in and out of my house. Moreover, I have to welcome all my near and dear ones. Since my mother and father were busy doing the rituals of marriage, my duty was no one should go back to their home without eating food. To be frank, initially it was a Herculean task for me, but somehow I managed with the help of my friends and cousins. I divided my responsibilities. Sorry, I divided my responsibility equally, and they all had nicely done their work. when it comes to the question that how I felt about this particular event, there is nothing to say ill about it. And although it was a difficult task for me, I enjoyed, and it was like killing two birds with one stone. Uh, Last but not least, all of the members who attended the event, I mean the marriage, they appreciated me and given me a special gift as a matter of gratitude. And really, I felt over the moon. Um, and I was proud as a peacock.
Again, I was muted. Time is up. It was a perfect speech. You used lots of great vocab. You said to be slammed, meaning that you were busy. You described a narrative story concerning your brother's marriage. So it was storytelling type of explanation, narration. And you used advanced vocabulary, including idioms, like over the moon. Let me have a look.
Killing two birds at once with one stone, I think.
Sorry?
Killing two birds with one stone.
Yes, this one. Yes, exactly, to kill two birds with one stone. Thank you. I was just looking through. Pandemic broke up, so it's a nice phrasal verb to express that something started. You shared responsibilities evenly and many and vividly. I vividly remember, so adding this kind of extreme adjectives to spice up your language, that was perfect. So I suggest you keep it up and work on your pronunciation, because I mean, you have quite strong accents. Sometimes it's hard for me to understand what you're saying. It's easier for me because I'm used to different accents, but some people may have difficulties to understand you, so use some shadowing technique. And maybe Cyril would like to add some 2 cents to it.
Exactly. Well, actually, I couldn't agree more for these cases. I would also say that it's really nice to use different, diverse vocabulary to share your ideas, but I would also suggest you to work on especially the pronunciation of some words. For instance, you said frank. When we pronounce frank, it's like there is a letter, but we pronounce it like a sound, like frank, not frank. So it was one of the words that I have detected. So I think you should work on pronunciation more than other parts.
Yeah. So that's everyone has some weak points. So I think this one is yours. So you'd better work on it, because rather than that, your speaking is really great, advanced. Okay. Today we are giving on spot feedback, but for part 3 we won't be doing that. But I believe that for part 2 it's better to provide the on spot feedback, so we don't forget what was said, and maybe you can cover up. The next one is Pradeep. Pradeep, would you like to continue? Ready?
Hello, yes, I'm ready to. I'm ready to deliver my speech.
Go ahead.
So it was really tricky to choose one busiest time for me, because I have always engaged in every now and then, because I have full-time service holder and always engaged. I mean, stuck in a red race in a whole day. So if I remember correctly, last month I attended a meeting that I organized in a proper way. Come to my office authoritative. So this is also this is one kind of office organizing a meeting. So this is really tricky to uh, manage all sorts of things which is really needed to arrange this meeting. So first of all, I would say that this is my office decorum. I already arrange the seating arrangement, who is the main speaker, and who is that have really needed in this meeting to deliver their speech, or who is the who was taking some notes on the specific topic, and this kind of things. So I really engaged in full swing, because you know this is also a tricky job to manage all things in one pot, like uh, how can they sit at in the comfortably, and which needed things they have need in this organization. So I have managed every source of things, and at the first I figured it out, what kind of things importantly in this organization, in this meeting. So in the midterm, I really frustrated about this, how can I um, successful in this meeting. So at the end of the session, I completed
Thumbs
gradually,
up.
successfully.
Time's up. So sorry to cut your words. Thank you so much. You did your best to express yourself, but you need to work on your pronunciation because I could hardly follow you. I mean, I understood that you were talking about the meeting, but the rest of the story wasn't really clear to me. Like there is a sentence going on, and I could hear some of the words from a sentence. I could detect them, but I can't really get head and tail of the whole sentence and the whole story. So you really need to work on the pronunciation. I mean, it really has a strong impact, and the listener needs to force themselves to understand what you're saying. Maybe Civil can give you something else. Maybe she could pick on some mistakes, because I personally could not even focus on the mistakes because I couldn't really understand the speech.
Unfortunately, I couldn't also focus on the points. Well, actually, the first thing that you should work on is definitely pronunciation. There were so common words, even though, well, figuring them out was not so easy for me either. So, like, for instance, you said comfortably, successfully, importantly, but even those words were not, I think, pronounced well. So you should definitely work on pronunciation. But here is a good thing about not about pronunciation, but you made grammar mistakes, but you corrected them. This is something good. It's a good sign, because you know at least the mistakes, and then you make corrections. And after a few more attempts, maybe you even won't do any grammar mistakes. We don't know, but this is a good sign. Still, I think you should work on pronunciation and keep it up, practicing to make it better.
Thank you, Civil. Thank you so much. And thank you, Pradeep, for your attempt. We are moving on to Rafa. Rafa, it's your time to shine.
Okay, can I start?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I was busy in my last exam. I had to study a lot because after the pandemic broke down, we have our exam occurred. So I remember that I studied maybe more than 8 hours per day, because I had to complete my course well so that I can do well in my exam. And I worked really hard. I got up early in the morning and studied all the day, and I tried to be healthy, and I tried to eat healthy foods, and I tried to maintain my daily activities so that I don't get frustrated easily. And I really worked hard that time, I remember. And sometimes I broke down, but I managed to mm, be on my way. And yeah, that was the last time I was very much busy.
Thank you. Let me check the time. Well, you were speaking, you had like 40 seconds left. You could speak for 10 seconds more, but still was pretty solid answer. You expressed yourself well, you were fluent, you tried to connect your speech, and I could follow you, everything what you were saying, your pronunciation and accent is quite clear. I would suggest you working on the advancement of your lexical resources, namely vocabulary and grammar. You need to work on grammatical, points as well, because your speech sounded a little bit more basic. If you could just spice it up a little bit with more complex phrases, that would
Yeah.
be really, really better. And again, you could have used the phrases that I told you today. You can see being tired. There are different ways to say that you
Yeah.
were tired. You could say that you were bushed, you were dog tired. You know, again, if you just remember I'm tired, you can say I'm dog tired, and that will make it idiomatic and more advanced. And some phrases for being busy, you could say I was as busy as a bee or as busy as a beaver, the ones that I shared again today with you. So that would really spice your language up.
Yeah. Thank you for your suggestion.
You're welcome. Maybe
Yeah.
Sivi would like to add something.
Yeah, only thing that I'd like to share is, of course, about the grammar points. I think you have missed some parts, like there were some missing verbs. I'm not so sure, but you said that I've started to, not two part, but I've started blah blah. Then you kept up like that. I'm not so sure whether I could hear or not, but grammar should be the part that you may want to check. All in all, I think it's good. But the point what I'd like to also suggest is, I think I agree with Miss Elena. The structure of your sentences is a bit, I don't know, not so mixed, but I think they could be better. So maybe you may want to check those also. But I think you did good.
Yeah, thank you.
Surely you did a good job. Thank you for coming. And we are moving on to talk about, of course, about being busy again. But this time it's part 3, and means that the questions are going to be more advanced. You will discuss them together. You will pick up one question and discuss 2 of you together. Choose the partner, choose the question you would like to talk about, and we will be starting right away. Utpal, you're raising hands. Do you want to share something? Do you want to start?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got some queries actually. So I just wanted to know from you, in the earlier task exercises, we had to speak for about 2 minutes. So do you think, like, if someone can actually complete the questions that were asked in 1 minute and 30 seconds, so is that okay, or the person actually should continue until the examiner stops him, or I mean until 2 minutes? Which one would be better? That is one thing. And considering my responses, what do you think? Like, if you scale it on up to IELTS 9 band score, where would I fall? I mean, my score would be. I mean, just a guess. I mean, that would be helpful for me. Thank you.
Mhm. You're welcome. Okay, so at Paul, you can turn on your camera so people will also see you. In the ones who are watching us live. Yes. The first question. You asked about the timing. If you think that you're good at timing, 1.5 minutes is totally fine. I would suggest you keep on talking until the examiner stops you. Just play safe, be on the safe side. If you feel like you've been speaking for 1.5 minutes already and you don't have anything to say, of course, you're free to pause. But if you spoke less than that, I mean, how do you know that you spoke less than that? Are you so good at tracking the time, especially when you are stressed during the exam? I don't think so. So you'd better just follow the examiner, see if she kind of is about to ask you another question, then you can pause. I think it will be quite understandable when an examiner is ready to stop you there. So you will round it up and move on. She will take you to the next level. She will take you to part 3. So just, I hope I answered your question about this first part. So I would, if I were you, I would keep talking and play safe about it. As for band, well, you know, I do mock exam tests. For this, we can set an appointment with you, and I will listen you from A to Z, so it will be more precise. Right now, I heard just answer a couple of answers, and if I give you any band, I may mislead you, and I'm far from misleading anyone. You know, I want to be precise. So if you want to text me after the class, and I will take care of you. Okay, we will set it. We'll set a mock test.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so now we are moving on to part 3, as I've mentioned. Please, at Paul, you can choose anyone who you would like to discuss the question, and you can choose the question.
Okay, let me choose the first question. Why are people so busy these days? So let's choose Remaya for
Remia.
the discussion. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So what do you think? I mean, Remaya, like why the people are so busy these days?
Remia, you are on mute. I just wanted to remind you.
Okay. I think we are living in a competitive era, so everybody is running to catch their goals. So being busy, I think the person become free from all the tensions and unnecessary thoughts. So it will really help them if they will keep always busy.
Okay, so you think that people live in a competitive era, that's why they need to be busy, they need to race over the resources we have. What about that, Paul? What do you think? Do you agree or disagree? Sorry.
I actually couldn't follow much. I mean, from my opinion, like people are busy these days because of the I would say modern day lifestyle could be one reason. Like people are super busy with different sort of activities. Even the office job is tasked with so many things, and even after completing the office hours, there are like office engagement sometimes doesn't finished it up. So through different devices people are connected with many things. So even after the office hour, people sometimes had to busy with office stuffs, And again, like there are so many social networking things. So people actually spend their time in socializing things, and also like through devices, we can easily connect with other our friends and family circle as well. And also we spend so much time in watching movies or documentaries or in different things we keeps on watching. And also we surf one after another pages in the websites. So these are the things that I think that modern day lifestyle actually are much responsible for.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, okay, so you think that it's more about people lifestyle. It's not about the era we live in, but the social media with all distractions and the working hours, it all comes together to tie us up and to make us work all the time and being busy all the time. Okay, thank you. That's great answer. Now we are moving on to Rafa. Rafa, you can choose any question to discuss with Pradeep.
Okay. Number 5, do you think children should learn through playing games or under pressure?
Pradeep, do you think children should learn through playing games or under pressure?
Yes, thank you very much for giving this question for me to deliver elaborately about these questions. So, from my opinion, that children should learn from their feeling that in a proper way, though doesn't pressure through this kind of children. They haven't received any kind of learning tools easily, because they aren't they can be inclined to receiving things as well in a easiest or in a kashi task by their willingly. So in this era, most of the children, they have learned by their intuitive thought, playing with their other kids or close friends in a qualitative time. So in this term, I mean, I would like to say that children can learn by anything uh, in a proper way, even though the pressure should be impact their mentally or physically.
So are you on what side are you? I mean, learning through playing games or under pressure?
I won't say children can learn by their intuitive thought, their willing feeling ways. They can't incline to learn anything by pressure, because when someone feels genuinely pressure from them, they can't get in any learning tools effectively.
Okay, yes, so now it got clearer for me. So learn through playing games, that's your point. Now, Rafa, do you agree?
Yeah, I partially agree with him because creating pressure on children can only create a mental problem like frustration and depression and nothing else. Because when children can't hold so much pressure that parents give, uh, different child learn in different ways. So some learn through video games, some learn through other activities. So we have to find out that with in which part he is comfortable at. If children are learning, if children are easy to learning through video games or playing outdoor games, I think that should be we, I think we should make that way available for the children. And I don't think that creating a much pressure can make something good. Pressure is not good for children. It is kind of abusing, and it uh, makes children anxious and sometimes give panic attack to them. So I think children should be adorable and not. I don't think creating pressure on them is not right.
Okay, thank you. Nice response. We are, well, let's discuss one more question all together. I will pick up one and all of you will be responding this time. Okay, question number 2. What are the advantages and disadvantages when people keep busy? Atpol?
Well, there are certain advantages and disadvantages whenever people remain busy. So let me first tell about the advantages. So whenever people remain busy, they can actually engage themselves with productive tasks and refrain themselves from unproductive and maybe from different like malicious activities. So they can ensure their best utilizations of their time. They can um, they can uh, they can ensure proper time for their family and friends. They can um, keep busy their neurons so that actually their memory remains active, and also can learn things faster and can learn new things as well. And on the contrary, the disadvantages would be like uh, people are not a machine, so it's always good, like it's always better to be to take some break from the busyness, maybe to isolate from all the tasks and to indulge with the nature, um, to refresh oneself, and also to spend quality time with family and friends as well.
Okay, Remia, what do you think? So what are the advantages? Thank you, Paul. We don't hear you.
There are many pros and cons in this subjective matter. When it comes to the positive side, I think people who keep busy learn how to manage their time, well organized, and they can work efficiently. However, if the person is always tied up with their even their schedule, job or related to something related to their job, it may result to anxiety, stress, or even like serious health issues like insomnia, loss of appetite. So it is very dangerous, and we should uh, uh, we should take few. I mean, take vacations during the long working period. Even if it's a 5-10 minutes, you should take to relax yourself so that you can work efficiently.
Okay, thank you, Remia. Pradeep, what do you think?
In this question, there are lots of good and bad things, because first of all, I would say the good things to busy with this. First of all, someone get boost of their knowledge, or vast ideas of activities which they incline to do in a proper way, and they have activated with their friends and family circles. For example, out of these office activities, they incline to their friends, hang out with, go to the restaurants to take a good breathing air and fresh environment to boost up their mentally or physically to do the next day. It's a good way. On the other hand, there are lots of ferociously bad things, especially on the children. When they include in various activities with their family, by pressure their parents and other relatives, they can do in anything in a proper way, and they have pressured mentally or physically, and they can do they can do in a small things within their pressure. So both things have come to these questions, and it has created lots of bad tempered by their physical or mentally whenever it comes to the children or the adult or the old.
Thank you so much, Pradeep. And Rafa, what do you think? What are the advantages and disadvantages when people keep busy?
I think when people are busy doing something new, that is a real advantage. And the disadvantage is when people are too much busy, they become like a machine, but that is not good for anyone's health, because too much anything is not good, and it will impact on a person's health. And yeah, these are the advantages and disadvantages, I think.
Thank you so much, guys. So we are over with, and finally we are moving on to the feedback part. We will give you the feedback based on your answers, part 3, because part 2 has already given to you the feedback for part 2. Now, I would like to start today with Rafa. Rafa, would you like to listen now? Ready? You can take a breath and you can just listen.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, you can just enjoy the feedback part. So this in part 3, you demonstrated quite good level of vocabulary usage. I mentioned that part 2 wasn't up to our expectation. I mean, you could advance it a little bit more because your lexical resources was a little bit too basic, but in part 3, you demonstrated it you show that you have quite broad vocabulary. You said frustration, depression, anxious, panic attack, abusing, and many more other phrases and words. You can, of course, add some idiomatic expressions to your speech. You made some mistakes, and you, from time to time, you do make some mistakes in your speaking. That's fine. Everyone makes some mistakes, no worries, but it's better if you, of course, can work on it. I don't think you said, I don't think something pressure is abusing. Pressure is abuse. Something was abusive. So not abusing, abusive. I think you were talking about the pressure, so abusive. It can be abusive. I couldn't get one of the words when you were saying, but it's like it's fine. And you need to work totally. You need to work on the structure of your sentences, of your answers, because sometimes you start mumbling, and it's not really clear what you're going to talk about or where you're heading for, because you start talking about one thing and then another, and then you switch to another one back, and it should be like a better organized. You should understand, take a breath, think for a couple of seconds, and think what you're going to say. So think of your arguments and introduce each of them with the cohesive device. Like, from one hand, from another hand, from the one hand, from the other hand. 1 second. Sorry, on the one hand, on the other hand, for one, for another. That's what I was saying. So try to structure it better, and that will be easy. Your answer will be easier to follow. Maybe Sivi would like to add something.
Well, I also couldn't understand some parts, like not because of the order or structure of the sentences, but mainly because of the pronunciation. For instance, at some point, I think you said available, but it was not, well, I don't know, heard like that, or better, I don't know, whether you said something else or not, but I couldn't get that part of it well. And I think there was a kind of verb inflection at some point. You said that different children learn blah, blah. Then also be careful with the verb forms. That may be helpful, I think. Yeah, those are the points that I would like to have.
Thank you so much. Now we are moving on to, sorry, Rafa, you wanted to say something?
No, I said okay. Thank you for your suggestion. I will
You're
try
welcome.
to work on my mistakes.
Okay, it's a good way if you can watch the video that will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube, and you can analyze your own mistakes.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Next one, Pradeep. It will be a little bit short for you because, as I've mentioned, you need to work on your pronunciation, and actually, I've noticed that the sentence structure also needs to be improved. What I mean is that grammatically, you do not build at that point. You don't build for the most part of the correct sentences. So that also causes difficulty to understand you. Although you were quite clear in the part 3 when you were telling us and expressing yourself in part 3, you totally understood that we have difficulties to understand your accent. You try to improve it and you managed to do it. So it showed that you can improve your pronunciation even now. You got clear, but your sentences still weren't clear. You need to work on grammar right now. Yes, maybe Sivir can add something.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, except for pronunciation, I didn't take any kind of notes, but I think at some point you said that something was inclined. If you meant to say that, then I think it's correct. But I'm not so sure whether you said so or not because of the pronunciation. And yeah, those are the things that I can share for today, at least.
Yeah, so you have quite good vocab, as I see, like boost, incline, physically, mentally, pressure, quite lots of words. Just you need to now focus on how to put them into sentence together. Okay?
Yes, thank you very much for sharing your opinion from my speech. So thank you very much again.
You're welcome. Anytime. And we have also a couple of more students. Remia, your part 3 was a little bit short today. You decided not to extend it much. Well, I would suggest you to be a little bit more extended next time you answer these questions. I don't know, it seemed like you didn't have enough arguments when you were expressing yourself. It got to me like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me that you were short because you didn't find like strong arguments. You remember, you have to have a couple of strong arguments and back each of them with some examples or with some with some backup. Okay, so that will help you make your statement clear. Okay. And if you run out of ideas, of course, there are different strategies. You can type me, and I have a video where I'm teaching the students how to generate ideas for IELTS speaking, and not only for IELTS speaking. So I can share this video with you. Just remind me after the class, text me, and I will try to find this one for you and share it, okay?
Okay. Thank you for your feedback.
Not at all. Rather than that your vocabulary and grammar is to the point, I believe Sevil would like to take the floor, I guess, right now.
Yeah, actually, thanks a lot. Well, exactly. I think your vocabulary is pretty good. And the thing that I'd like to just ask is, at some point, I think you said if the person is always tidy up, I don't know whether you meant to say something else, but I think I just couldn't get that part clearly.
Is that tied up?
Tied up. Okay. I thought that it is tidy up, not tied up. Okay. Yeah, that's oh no, Remya is doing fine, I think, because she has also joined some of the previous sessions, and I think the thing that she needs to just practice a bit more and work on a bit more on pronunciation. All in all, I believe she will do great.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yes, you're doing just great. Keep coming, keep practicing. And the last on the list, but the last but not the least, Atko, it was your first meeting with us, and you would like to, as I see, to get a band 7.5, and I believe you have all chances to score that high. I don't say which score exactly you would get today, because again, I don't want to mislead you. I need to hear your entire speech during the mock exam, if you decide to take one. But what I can see that you have the chances to get it depending on the time on your hands, because your vocabulary is quite extended. You have quite good strategies, and grammars. If you have enough grammar commands to express yourself, I would suggest you to use paraphrases, because sometimes you sound repetitive. Again, you say people busy instead of busy. You could use different other ways to say that. So you need to lift up your vocabulary, and you are missing out on strategies. Like your answers are a little bit not well structured, not well organized. So you're just speaking off the cuff. It's good. You sound really natural, but at times it's a little bit of wordy. You don't need to sound wordy. An examiner is not going to listen to you speaking that long. She will just move on to the next one. So you need to just, see the arguments that really matter to you, that are the most important, and shape them in a way to present, to showcase your English at best.
Well, exactly. At some points, you repeated a few words, like I think I heard ensure 3 times for the same answer. So it's nice to hear that you use great words like Melissa. I think I heard Melissa, and then there were many others, some good words, but still, well, repetition is not something that we'd like to see. And also, I think at some part there were some kind of missing pronouns. You said that also blah blah can, but just you said I think also can, then blah blah. But because the sentence was quite long, at least longer than we expect, we forget about the pronoun, and it would be better to remind us that you were talking about that thing. So I'd like to hear, as Miss Elena said, that maybe not short, but not that much long as well, sentences that are quite, let's say, maybe a full, or that they should be informative. I mean, we should not just produce sentences to produce sentences, but we should exchange our ideas and exemplify the things to support our main thesis or points. So I think you should just work on structure a bit if you want to get 7.5, and also pronunciation for some words.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for the night.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome, guys. Now, let me just say goodbye to the viewers of YouTube channel. I just checked the questions, so I didn't see any. So if any of you guys who's watching us live, or who's watching the recorded video right now, have any questions, please write them in the comments. And of course, join us for these free opportunities for you to advance your speaking skills. With you today was Elena Runova, an English language teacher, an IELTS speaking coach, and Sevil Bayraktar,
who is also an English teacher, and well, doing this club sessions together with Miss Elena.
Yes, so if you want more videos like this, click likes, add comments, share this video with your family and friends, and we will